and figure out who you are now and who you want to become, and stop at nothing to become that person. Because if you can visualize it, you are meant to be that person. God only gives us visions that are meant for us to live out.
Mm-hmm. Hey, pretty people. Thank you for tuning in. I am Samaria Lee.
And I am Kiara Jai. And this is the With Class podcast, where we share stories and tips that are meant to encourage, empower, and elevate us all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see and hear. Class is now in session.
In today's session, we will be talking about how to go from ordinary to extraordinary by mastering your growth. Mastering growth is not really easy, but it's also not hard. I feel like it takes dedication, consistency, and a will. Like, you have to want to grow. You got to want to do it in order to do it, because it's some things that you won't be used to doing that you got to get used to doing. So you got to want to do it. For me, I think mastering my self-growth, first I had to understand the meaning of growth. Like, what does growth look like to me? So I had to sit down, figure out, like, okay, where I am right now, where I want to be, and how I can get there mentally without thinking about all the success side, the money side. Forget all of that right now. I had to think about it in a mental aspect. So, like, how can I get to where I want to be? And I had to understand where it is exactly that I wanted to be. And then I had to come into terms and accept where I already was, which is a place that I did not want to be. But the hardest part about that is accepting all of your flaws and the things that you're doing right now that you really shouldn't be doing. So it kind of come with a little, like, self-checking. I had to check myself a little bit. Okay, so I'm stagnant because I'm not doing this. Oftentimes, we don't like to hear about what we can improve on, what we not doing well, because all of us just want to be perfect. But no, growth comes with understanding first that you are not perfect. You are not together, because if you already think you together, then how you gonna be together?
Yes.
And sometimes you just gotta tell yourself, like, you ordinary, you basic, for you to become extraordinary. You can't think you already extraordinary. And how would you elevate if you already think you at the highest heights?
Yes.
So
every professional was an amateur at one point.
Exactly.
So you really gotta start from ground zero.
Exactly. And be cool with the fact that you at ground zero.
Yeah. So for me, mastering my self-growth, the first, like, thing that I had to do was self-awareness. I had to figure out, like you said, who I was and who I wanted to become. And I had to understand what my purpose was in this life. And it took me a long time to figure out. I knew the things that I loved and what I was good at, but it took me to now, as an adult, to really truly know, like, this is what my purpose is. And it's not because everything is lining up perfectly for me to be able to fulfill my purpose, but it's because of the way that I feel. So my first tip would be, like, self-awareness is your foundation, and start from there and figure out who you are now and who you want to become, and stop at nothing to become that person. Because if you can visualize it, you are meant to be that person. God only gives us visions that are meant for us to live out.
With Class Podcast is brought to you by Get Mossed Up, a sea moss smoothie line that is life inside of a bottle, providing 92 vitamins and minerals, a taste that is refreshing, the nutrients that leave you energized, with benefits that leave you no choice but to drink it. Get Mossed Up smoothies aids in weight loss, reduces overeating by suppressing the appetite, supports a healthy digestive tract, tastes amazing, perfect for meal replacements, a variety of flavors, has a woman's formula designed specifically for women, a men's formula designed specifically for men, and has a children's formula specifically curated for the little ones. Seymour Smoothies is an excellent source of nutrients for everyone, including pregnant and lactating women. So why not get mossed up with these organic smoothies sold exclusively at Blue Nile Herbs and Spices? Sold in singles and variety packs. Orders are available for in-store purchasing and also available for shipping. Blue Nile Herbs and Spices, located at 2824 Georgia Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C. To order herbs and spices from Blue Nile online, please visit BlueNileBotanicals.com. If you are interested in reaching out via Instagram, please visit at Blue Nile Herbs and Spices. Health is wealth, so get mossed up. Peace. And I would like to piggyback on that, because this is the reason why I said, like, self-growth is hard, but it's not hard. The hard part is when you are going through that self-awareness, learning things about yourself that you don't like. And you have to go through this is a very important part, and this is a part of the journey that you cannot skip. You have to figure out what it is that you don't like about yourself so that you can correct those things. It's really hard to grow when you still have all of these things that's keeping you stagnant. Like if you have a effed up attitude, but you blaming everybody else around you, no, you have to become aware that, okay, I might be the problem. Like, I might have an attitude problem that's acting as a hindrance of my growth. So I think that part is, like, very important. Like, self-awareness, like you said, that's top of the list, number one.
And with that, you can do, like, shadow work. With shadow work, you go within to figure out, like, why we do certain things, why we feel the way that we feel, why do we view life the way that we view it, because it always stems from our experiences in life, our traumas, things that we've been through, our environment. Like, the way that we move in life comes from those things. Like, so we have to dig deep inside and figure out, like, why am I moving like this? Why do I feel like this? Like, why do I view the world this way?
And to pick up on that, change your perception. A lot of times we view the world as a bad place. We view people as bad people. We just view things as bad. And I feel like when you become self-aware and you tap into yourself, you learn that you have to unlearn a lot of things and then change your perception on how you view the world. Because if you change how you view the world, then the world will change.
Yeah.
And you would notice, like, better things, and you would notice your growth, and you would just notice, like, oh, the world not as bad as I thought. But sometimes we just conditioned to see things in the wrong light. So changing your perception is a huge part of growth as well. And then that would take me to the next one. Embrace your challenges. Like the challenges, think of it like this. I don't fall down, I fall forward. So it's inevitable to fall. We all fall. We all have trials, tribulations. We all had challenges that we must overcome in order to get to the next step. When we are thinking about growth, success, or anything that we are striving to get in the world, that we think that's anything that we striving to get, we have to look at it as a staircase. Like, you're going up step by step. Sometimes we want to go from 0 to 100, but growth is going from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and being okay with that. So patience is definitely a part of that too. So you'll notice that sometimes when you're going up those steps, you might get knocked back down a few times.
I was just about to say that.
And it's okay. It's okay. Embrace it. Thank God when you get knocked back down a few times, because it might have been something important that you missed in step 1.
I was about to say that.
Before going to step 2, but you just jumped.
You can't skip steps.
You can't skip the steps.
No skipping steps.
And it's okay when you be pushed back. It's like, you know how sometimes you watch a movie, you watched it once, but you missed a whole lot of important details. So it's best to like watch a movie twice.
You wouldn't fully understand the movie if you miss
some details. Yeah. And it's like sometimes you read a book, you have to reread some pages so you can get it. That's just what challenges are. We just got to look at it like that. Like, okay, I had to go back a page because I missed a few details. Instead of looking at it like, dang, I always get knocked down when I'm trying. Too many times we say stuff like that. And when we start talking like that, we start manifesting more of that. So we preventing our growth by being pessimistic. And looking, again, perception. If you looking at it as you falling forward instead of falling down, then you will just continuously grow. And then falling down, it won't even seem like falling down no more. It'll just seem like falling forward. It'll just seem like everything you're going through has purpose. Whether you look at it, whether you thought it was good or bad. Because there's really no such thing as good or bad when you thriving to become better. Everything is experience. And it's just a matter of how you perceiving the situation.
Yeah, so I can speak for me. How I view challenges is, it's just another test. And it's a test to see how I get through it. Not necessarily if I win or lose, but just how I get through it. And I learned to conquer all challenges like with ease. Like sometimes get excited about it because you just know like it's just another test. And I just gotta pass this test or fail this test, but either way, I'm going to learn from it. And then I'm going to be able to move forward from that. Because everything in life is just a lesson to be learned. Like, learn as many lessons as you can.
Exactly. So let's change the word failure to learning.
Yeah.
No such thing as failing. Because everything you learning from everything that's happening. So you're not failing, you're learning. And learning is a very important part of growing.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like, we got one life to live. Like, why not go hard for it and see how far you can go with this thing called life? Because you only get to do it one time. If we reincarnate, we not coming back as this same person. We won't even remember this us. So you don't get a do-over. So you make this one count.
Yeah.
So one of my tips were embrace discomfort and failure, but it goes hand to hand with what you said. Like when stuff listen, victory is on the other side of failure. You can be 3 feet, it's a story, because I'm going to repeat myself if I don't just say the story, but it's called 3 feet from gold. And this guy was digging and he decided to give up because he just thought it was too hard. So he sold it to another person. The other person decided to buy a machine that can dig the dirt up to get to the gold. Long story short, he bought the machine, he digged it up, the gold was right there. The gold was only 3 feet deep. And I say that to say, don't give up, because victory is on the other side of fear. So when things get uncomfortable, keep pushing, because that's when you're going to find your momentum. Like, we get afraid when things get scary and uncomfortable for us, but pushing past it, it shows that we have faith and that we can move, because life goes like that. Life is not always good. You got ups and downs. But if you can train yourself to push past all that uncomfortability, all that fear, like, man, you're going to go far, go places.
And so, adapting to change.
People don't like the change.
People don't like change. People don't like newness. People don't like the unknown. These are all the things that are inevitable for real. Like, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Everything can change tomorrow. My question, the best way for me to explain this is, to everybody that's watching, I'm going to ask this simple question, and let me make you think a little bit. If God was to change your life in the next 5 minutes by allowing you to win the lottery, wouldn't you be accepting of that? Right? You would accept that. You wouldn't even question God. You wouldn't even question God. You would just be thinking that's the biggest blessing in the world. God does the same thing in the opposite direction. Your life might change in the next 5 minutes, but it might seem like the most worst change that ever happened to you. But it also is probably one of the biggest blessings that is happening for you, but you can't see it. So if you will accept the good, why not learn to embrace the what you call bad?
Yeah.
Like, let's just learn to embrace it. Like, and let's adapt the change. Like, sometimes, like, again, change for people is uncomfortable. People start fearing when they uncomfortable, but it takes a lot of uncomfort to grow. Like, it's so many times I'm still uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, I can't really name a time in my life where I felt comfortable. It's like my whole life just been a journey that's been like side by side with uncomfort. I don't know if that's why, like, I go so hard, because I'm trying to get into a place where I feel comfortable, or whatever the case is. But again, that uncomfortability is a blessing, because it makes me strive harder. Let your discomfort be a push to you and not a crutch.
I have to be uncomfortable.
You gotta,
because I'm not where I see myself. Like, I dream so big, and because I'm not there where I know God has put this huge purpose on my life, and I know I can see my vision clearly, I make sure that I'm uncomfortable in these moments, because I know I have to stay uncomfortable so that I can get comfortable.
Exactly.
If you know what I mean. Like, I've learned to train myself to always be in an uncomfortable situation so that I could wake up and be like, I gotta go hard today, I gotta go hard tomorrow, I gotta go hard Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
No locking.
So I can look up and be like, I did it. I really did it. It's very important to me to get where God has visioned me to be. It's very important. And I say, I look, die trying to do it.
And that's not to say to be unhappy when you're uncomfortable. You can be happy wherever you are. Happiness is within us. Peace is within us. We can find peace, joy, laughter, everything in uncomfortable situations and environments. This is just saying, don't allow yourself to get comfortable and settle for where you are if it's not really where you want to be.
Yeah.
So embrace change, because growth, you gotta change to grow. Nothing is stagnant. Like every day we wake up, like just looking at my daughter, for instance, I feel like she was just an infant, but with every sunset and sunrise, it's like she gained. She grew just an inch. She grew, and now she's just toddler. Definitely not an infant no more. And it's just like, how does she change so fast? But this is what shows me, like, growth is constant. Change is constant. Nothing is stagnant. So we have to be okay with embracing change.
Yes.
And just growing with it.
And don't be afraid for people saying, you changed, you done this. Look, if I'm the same as I was last year, sometimes even last month, slap me upside my head.
For real.
Because I need to change. I'm changing every day. Like elevation, do not stop, honey. I'm going to keep going. And with that, set intentional goals. Like, set goals that you know, short-term, long-term goals. But set small goals. If you a person like me who sometimes it's hard to stick to things and have discipline, set small goals. Like say you want to be a person that do 100 squats a day. 100 squats a day, I'm not even going to set myself up like that in the beginning. You got to work yourself up to that. So maybe start off doing 5 a day for the first week, and then the next week do 10 a day, and then do 20 a day.
Staircase.
Yeah, that's like, start from the bottom.
That's a growth mindset right there. Just training yourself to exercise little by little is a growth mindset, and growth is step by step, brick by brick. Maintaining discipline.
Working on it.
Yeah, that's one that I struggle with. That is one that I struggle with because I don't like to force myself. I don't like to feel like I'm forcing myself to do anything. So discipline is one that I'm definitely working on, but it's very important. And I noticed that when I am staying disciplined, like I might be disciplined for this whole week and the next week I might lack. But when I am staying disciplined, like my days are much more functional. Like I'm much more functional when I'm staying disciplined. I'm less tired. I'm more goal oriented when I'm disciplined. When I'm not disciplined, I'm more so watching TV. I'm doing stuff that's taken away from the day, you know? So we gonna learn to be disciplined together.
Yeah, we working on that one. So my next one is consistency. Like, I cannot say that enough. Like, pressure bust pipes. Keep working at that same thing until you bust it wide open, whatever it is. Like, if you want that dream body, or you want to become more healthy, you want to get your skin together, like, do that. Keep doing it. Keep hitting it. That same routine until you get comfortable in it, and then you can switch to something a little bit more like advanced. Say with like exercising. So what I learned is I have to do the same exercise every day for at least 2 weeks, either 1 week or 2 weeks. If I do it and then I feel myself getting comfortable in it, then I switch to something more intense. And then I look back and I be like, dang, I'm up here like, I'm not in the beginners no more. Now I'm with the intermediate folks, because I just stay at it. And don't worry about if you got to start like from infancy, like baby steps. Baby steps, and don't worry about how far you got to go. Look back and see how far you've come. That's the most important. Because sometimes our dreams and stuff always look further than what they really are. But if you look back and you be like, dang, I did this, I accomplished this, I did this, like
you build resistance. And everything you do, you have to build resistance. That's just like if you go to a workout, exercise training, they gonna tell you like you can't start off with 100 burpees. Like you might have to start off with 5 because if you start off with 100, your muscles not used to that. Then you hurt yourself. So building resistance is key. Like build the resistance. Work your way up and seek feedback. Like I one time I had an accountability partner, right? So we were each other's accountability partner, and my feedback would come from her. Her feedback would come from me. So if I felt like I wasn't doing enough, I say, hey, Destiny, like, how do you think I'm doing? Destiny might say, well, this is when I was grieving too and I wasn't really eating. And so Destiny would say things like, well, you don't look as unhealthy as you did last week. So I could tell that you eating more and I could tell that you taking a little more care of yourself. But sometimes you can't always see your own results. So seeking feedback is good. And also asking for advice when you need it. Like we coexist for a reason. Wherever I lack, she might be good at. So I ask her like for advice, or I can come to you and ask you for advice. You can come to me, ask me for advice. But that's just how it works. Like ask people around you. People that have your best interest at heart, ask them for their feedback. You can't trust everybody for feedback now. But make sure it's somebody that you know have your best interest at heart and you ask them for their feedback. Like, hey, how do you think I'm doing at this? Like, even with the podcast, we always ask our people who's watching, our supporters, we'll ask them like, what do you think about the podcast? Because maybe we doing something that we can work on that we can't see because they're on the outside looking in. So their feedback is helpful for us. And that's just for every aspect in life. Like, ask for feedback.
And that goes into my next tip. Like, stay teachable. Like, some of us need to humble ourselves because the man that thinks he knows everything knows nothing at all. Listen, I learned from whoever. I don't care, homeless, addict, children, babies, mothers, daughters. Look, you got a gem for me, I'm taking it in. And I'm going to apply it to my life the way I see fit. Because you can take advice from other people with a grain of salt. Everybody's advice is not one size fit all for every person. But you take it with a grain of salt and apply it how it fits to you. Even when you watch podcasts and people are giving you information, you can soak it all up, but you take in how it fits into your life and how it feels and resonates with you. You always have, that's awareness. You have to know what resonates with you. Sometimes we taking in the wrong information that does not resonate with our soul, that does not feed our inner spirit or our soul. We listen to things that doesn't feed us. You have to learn what feeds you so that you can water your seeds for growth.
And with that, I would like to add that a lot of the times, the things that people are telling us, so when you are open to being a student to whomever, and those who you know that's giving you good wisdom, it's kind of like your communication from God. Like God speak through people, God speak through animals, God speak through trees, God speak through kids. It's some of us objects. It's some of us way too prideful to take information, advice, knowledge from people who might be younger than us, people who we feel like we have more money than. But then when you reject information from certain people, you rejecting communication from God. So I just had to make sure that I added that in.
Yes.
And
Because you never know when the angel is talking to you.
I'm telling you. And so I want to now get to self-reflection. Self-reflect. Like, go into the mirror and ask yourself some questions. Like, you don't even have to go in the mirror, but I like to look at the person in the mirror because I feel like I can see my soul when I do so. But it's questions that are important to ask yourself on a daily basis, maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. If you can't do it that often, at least once a month. But just ask yourself, am I doing everything that I need to do? Am I living my true purpose? Am I being productive? And just ask yourself those questions, meditate on it, self-reflect. Allow your thoughts to be the answers to those questions, and you will know if you are doing right or wrong. Like, I used to have to meditate to self-reflect, but it's like now it's just, I get it every time I'm in the car driving. I'm self-reflecting and I'm learning so many things about myself that I never knew before. And a lot of those things, again, are uncomfortable because it's me kind of telling myself, this is where you're going wrong at. And like I said, sometimes we don't like to hear that. Mm-hmm. But we must listen, because the information, especially when it's your inner voice, it's kind of coming, it's like messages from God. So I do a lot of self-reflecting, and I learn a lot of things about myself where I can go say, look, you like to blame people for doing certain things to you. Truth be told, Samaria, you are allowing it. You are being a doormat. Like, you can't control what other people do, but you can control how you allow other people to treat you. Mm-hmm. So stop pointing. This is how I'm talking to myself. I'm self-reflecting. Stop pointing fingers at other people. Take accountability for what you're doing. Because you are the master of your growth. You are the master of yourself. You are the master of your life. So if you are allowing people to treat you this way, that's your fault, not theirs. And I have to take that. But that self-reflection, man, it's teaching me to set boundaries. It's teaching me to stand up for myself. It's teaching me just not to let people run all over top of me. And I'm just loving it. And it's bringing me closer to God, because I'm like, God, you really be talking to me. And it's just, I don't know. It's helping me on my growth journey. So I like to say this. Listen, we not really here to tell y'all what to do. We only here to share our experiences and the things that we feel like is helping us go from ordinary to extraordinary. Because we already see the glow already. So these things that we talking about, we know is working for us. So we just here to share these things with y'all. And y'all take what resonate for you. Mm-hmm. If it resonate in your life, if you feel like you should be taking heed, take heed. Don't change your whole life based off what we saying. Just take heed to it and figure out what information on this video was needed for you, because like I said, God sending these messages through us. So hey,
and I want to piggyback on that. Don't let nobody play with you. Be firm and set boundaries and stand up for yourself. Because if we continue to accept trash, people will continue to give us trash. Sometimes people put their projections, their shortcomings, insecurities, they place them on us. And sometimes we sit back and take it like, I'm not even going to trip. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to say anything. But sometimes you have to put your foot down, because people will continue to do it to you. You have to put your foot down, and you can do it gracefully and in a positive way, but just don't let nobody play with you. Like, love yourself enough to stand up for yourself. That's what we on this year. We standing up for ourselves.
We definitely standing up for ourselves, and we are choosing our battles. We are knowing
that too.
when to respond and when to be silent, and we choosing to respond and not react. Like she said, like if somebody playing with you, it don't have to turn into a fight. You could simply say, look, I don't like the way you talking to me and I'm not accepting that.
And if you continue to talk to me like that, you give them a consequence. I will not be around you anymore.
Exactly.
If you keep continuing to give me this jealous energy, I will not be around you anymore. As simple as that. Like, you give people the boundary, but you give them the consequence. Like, if they continue to do it, then you remove yourself and they just won't have your energy anymore.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we mastering our growth over here, so you know our energy is about to be through the roof.
Hello.
And with that, my tip is build empowering environments. And this is not hard. This is one of the easiest ones. And don't say you don't know any empowering people and you can't create an environment. Yes, you can. Because with social media, you can create it online. My podcast friends, they don't know me, but I get good information from them. And they are good accountability partners too. If you lacking discipline or you want success, but you're not doing the right thing, go listen to Eric Thomas. He will put you in your place real quick. He'll be like, you love to sleep more than you love success. You love your phone more than you love success. Back then when I was like on my phone and stuff, listening to him, because I started listening to him when I was like a little bit younger. I'm like, dang, he's so right. I was asleep when I got stuff I needed to get done.
And make excuses for.
And make excuses. Yeah, or be watching TV. I got to a point where I don't watch as much TV because I get tired of seeing the life that I want to live on the TV screen while I'm sitting at home watching it play out in front of me. I want to be on that TV screen. So guess what now? I'm on that TV screen.
So, I don't have any more tips for this session, but I will say prioritize what's important to you. Love on who love on you.
Yes.
Love yourself first. And just be intentional about the decisions you make and the things that you do. You cannot fail. It's impossible to fail if you do those things. It's just impossible to fail. It might not rocket ship you to success like that, but it'll take you up one step. It'll take you to the next level for sure. And then when you get to that next level, you'll learn new things to take you to the next level, and you will just keep unlocking new levels until before you know it, you where you always wanted to be.
Yeah, and my views on success has changed drastically over the years. Like, now that I'm older and I'm wiser, like, I already feel like I am successful. And it's not because of the physical 3D world and everything around me is what I dreamed of, because I'm not there yet. But it's because I'm 35 years old, and everything that I said that I wanted to do in this lifetime, I have done it. So if I have to leave today or tomorrow, I have set out to do what I said I was going to do, and I tried my best and my hardest, and I became the best version of myself. Just waking up every day with my goals in front of me and working towards it every single day. I can be out working, and this is on my mind. This podcast, how we going to shed light to the world, how we going to help people, it's in the front of my mind. So if I go today or tomorrow, I know that I was a success because I was able to put out light and help at least one person on their journey. And that's the most fulfilling thing for me to have ever done in this life. And my daughter can look at me and be proud. Like, my mother is putting positive. She trying to impact somebody's life in a good way. And that's all, like, I'm successful because I've done it with the very first video. And it wasn't perfect. I was shy. I was scared. But we did it. Like, and it's going to change somebody's life. Because it's already changing mine. And I'm the one speaking. But even the words that I speak, sometimes I'm learning from these words. Because sometimes I don't even know where the words are coming from. They just come up. And I be like, dang, I got to tighten up in this area. Because if I'm going to speak about it, I got to be my best in that role that I'm speaking about. So I'm learning from myself and what I'm speaking. And I'm learning to be more disciplined every day. And I'm learning to get up and show up, even sometimes when I don't feel like it. And I'm just becoming like stronger and stronger just because I'm fighting for my purpose and I'm fighting for my life. And I don't have anything else to add to that. I just hope that everybody take their life. I always took my life important, but I hope that this video can help people see, like, we can do this together, and it don't have to be perfect, and it don't have to be the full picture. It's all gonna come together, and it's all gonna make sense like one day. But the most important thing is the journey, and I've learned that's what success is, the journey. Like, setting goals and knocking them out. Like, dang, I did that. And I'm just proud of that. I can honestly look myself in the mirror and say, I'm proud of who I am. I always say I'm proud of me and my sister. Like, I'm just proud of us. And I hope that you can be proud of you too. Like, just keep moving. And don't worry about what obstacles in the way, what you have at the moment. Start with what you have. Because it is enough.
And I will leave off by saying, I want everyone who's watching to just ask yourself, this is the first question to ask yourself. However old you are, I'm 33 years old. So in my 33 years, I have lived 33 different years of my life.
Yes.
When I turn 100, I want to have lived 100 different years of my life. I don't want to live to the same year for 100 times. And so I encourage you to, if you don't know where to start at, if you feel stuck, just make a commitment to yourself to live a different year for the rest of your life. Do not repeat year after year after year after year. Do not do that, because that's how you know that you're being stagnant. If every year of your life look different, that means that even if you don't think so, you are growing. So with that being said, do everything with love, with class, and with peace, pretty girls.